What's wrong, everyone? Jeremy here, albeit sleep deprived, with a bit of breaking news because, of course, well, this is a big deal. It's being reported, multiple sources now, that somebody rolled up to Tim Pool's property and opened fire. And this is not the first time that Tim has had these type of situations. Some he publicizes, some he doesn't. Obviously, there's an ongoing police investigation, but I've talked to Tim about other times that this stuff happens, and it's always kind of tough to go public with it. Now that he went public with it, I want to share some of the details that I have and what we kind of know. First and foremost, thankfully, everyone is safe. Nobody was hurt. But this is a stark reminder of hopefully who our real enemies are. And I want to get into this quick. I appreciate all your well-beings. One like equals one positive vibe. We went through 4.5 hours of surgery yesterday. Wife's back home today, and it's going to be a long road to recovery, but she's been in pain for several years, basically over a year now. And my schedule may be spotty this week as I tend to her, but I appreciate you guys all being patient and understanding, and your positive vibes and your prayers and your kind messages. Also want to recommend too, I know it's a weird video, but I'm just reading up about RAM prices and how they're like tripling because all these AI data centers are buying them up. So I talked to my sponsor over at Meta PCs, and they are doing everything they can to keep RAM prices down. They feel good about it for at least through the end of the year. They are veteran owned. They have custom PCs. It's the only computer I use. It's the only laptop I use. And when you go to their website or link in the description, promo code The Quartering will support the channel, will save you money. And if you pick up your PC now, which I told them I'm going to be out there in a few weeks, I'm going to be picking up my PC too, because it'll probably be the last one I can get for a little while. Now, this from People magazine. Right-wing political commentator Tim Pool says a car opened fire on his home late last night. They used a child picture of Tim. I'm sure he loves that. Right-wing political commentator Tim Pool, I don't know if he's right-wing or not, but certainly his enemies think that he is, had his home, said his home was involved in a late-night attack. In an X post on Saturday, Tim Pool wrote, "Last night, a vehicle approached our property and opened fire." And by the way, I love how they list where he lives. But anyway, I mean, that's basically public knowledge. Detailing that no one was hurt. The podcast host, who is married to producer Allison Neubauer, and they have just a newborn baby. And also, I think it's worth pointing out, there's always lots of other people at the Beanie compound. So it's a lot of people who, I'm concerned about. He wrote, "Our security team's reviewing the incident and will be relaying the report to appropriate law enforcement. This is a price we pay for speaking out against evil," Poole concluded in his social media post. Now, I'm sure people will be rushing to say that this was TPUSA that did this, but I'm assuming it's another leftoid. In another post, Poole added, "My immediate thought is someone was trying to scare us, but we have a security gate and armed guards, and it's possible that this deterred something more serious." I mean, maybe this was some, if we go by, recent statistics, a trans individual who was going to go into that house and do something horrible. I thank God every day that, my show is so much smaller. I don't have to deal with this kind of stuff, not to mention the immense cost that it probably costs to keep him and his family safe. Representatives for Poole and the Harpers Ferry Police Department have not yet responded to people's requests for comment about the incident. He shared, we all know who Tim is. Poole has met with support from various allies in the comment section. "This is awful, Tim. I'm so sorry this happened. Things are getting out of control, and it's happening more frequently." Megyn Kelly wrote. Marjorie Taylor Greene wrote, "This is terrifying. I'm glad everyone's okay. Everyone must stand together against this type of political attacks and intimidation, no matter who it happens to." And I agree with that. Left wing, right wing, no wing. This kind of stuff is not okay. This obviously marks, this incident at the Poole residence marks a series of politically centered attacks. Back in September, Charlie Kirk, a media personality who was founded conservative advocacy group Turning Point USA, was assassinated at just 31 years old while at Utah Valley campus. Months earlier in June, a man pretending to be law enforcement took out 2 Democratic politicians and their spouses overnight in the Minnesota suburbs. And there's obviously, of course, look at this. All lies. Does anyone believe this renowned individual has a security team? He probably hired one of his inbred cousins to do it. I mean, this is the left. Hoax, please stop lying. That's 100% of the responses. I know Tim, he's not lying about this. And I know people have scaled the fence at his property before. I know that people have accosted him in public, thrown things at him. And I just know how these leftards are. I was attacked while in Indianapolis by an unhinged Antifa leftist. We know, obviously, what happened to Charlie Kirk. We know threats have been levied against Benny Johnson. We know that a psychopath went to, I believe, Matt Walsh's home, threatened his family. He went to other conservative commentators' homes and issued threats to them. This is all because the left has normalized this type of behavior. And because Tim, was safe in all this, here's Naomi. I was at the show. It was undeniably one of the most important conversations in the history of digital information war. I must have left just before this happened. They are coming for real discussions. This is the price of seeking truth. Charlie Kirk was only the beginning. Tyler Bauer of Turning Point USA. Tim, I'm so sorry. I have uniformed police officers outside my house right now. This stuff sucks. People need to know how serious this is. I mean, I don't want to get specific, but the level of security of my house is high. I have relationships with local PD. I have, there's a reason I have many German Shepherds. There's a reason I have the ungodly amount of cameras I have. There's a reason I have, some of the things I can't talk about. There's a reason I have, and, I'm armed and I practice and I go to the range. Now, I would never think that I would be big enough to be on any of these lunatics, target lists, but I can tell you that me and my wife were terrorized by somebody who swatted us something like 20 or 30 times and in an attempt to take our life. That's the only reason you SWAT somebody, is that you hope something goes bad and that somebody dies. And that person is currently serving 20 years in prison in Florida. I think 10 or 20. I forget what the plea deal was. And I hope he's dropping the soap every single day. And this is what my concern is and was about, the conversation, now because no one was hurt, I can talk about the bigger picture. This is who I've been talking about. This is the left, right? For the last 3 months, 14, 16 weeks, we've been talking about how evil Turning Point USA is and Charlie Kirk and the Jews. Well, the Jews didn't take Charlie Kirk's life. Tyler Robinson did. The Jews didn't fire a bullet that missed Donald Trump's head by millimeters. It was Thomas Matthew Crooks, a deranged leftist. The Jews didn't go into that Minneapolis church and take those lives. It was a trans leftist. Turning Point USA didn't fire on an immigration facility in an attempt to take the lives of immigration officers. It was a leftist. And this is so crazy that, this is the world we live in. And it's because this type of behavior has been normalized. I mean, you have morons who are like, Tim Pool didn't share any video images of the vehicle or suspect or other details at all. He must be lying. This is because even people that I used to call an ally are so conspiracy brained that they forget that the left, tried to burn down a governor's house with him and his family in it. The left was burning down Tesla dealerships, attacking citizens for driving a car. This is who the real enemy is. And, a good chunk of the people that I thought were fighting against this have been attacking the wrong target for months. Now, do I believe everything about what happened with Charlie, as we know right now? No, I'm hoping more information comes out. But I certainly believe that it was Tyler Robinson. I happen to also believe that his trans boyfriend was involved too. That's just my belief. I don't have any evidence of that, but nobody's talking about that. They're talking about evil Turning Point USA. They're talking about, foreign countries financing. Meanwhile, the left is taking shots at, they already took Charlie Kirk from us. His family will spend this Christmas without their dad and their husband. But all this infighting, it's nonsense. And, I sincerely hope that this story arc about TPUSA goes well. There's crazy people out there. The people in these comments who are like, oh, it didn't happen. These are, right-wing accounts who are on the conspiracy train, who call themselves journalists, are like, oh, well, we can say whatever we want about TPUSA and we'll believe it. But if Tim Pool doesn't share security footage during an ongoing investigation, he must be lying. Tim is not lying. The left celebrating this is vile, disgusting, pathetic, and it's just, it's sad. It's scary. It's scary. I'm going to TPUSA event in 2 weeks. Had to hire security so the girls on the show would be safe. Not less worried about me, but I'm worried about creeps. We were going to do a fan meetup. By the way, if you're in the Phoenix area, we will do a meetup. But now I had to spend $2,000 on security. I wouldn't have done that a few years ago. And it's not conservatives I'm worried about. It's not tiny-headed people I'm worried about. It's the left. It's always been the left. And I sincerely hope this refocuses people. I'm glad he's safe. I'm praying for his family. Anyone else who's in the house. Absolutely disgusting behavior. And I'm glad he's okay. Be safe out there, everyone.